Hi, everyone. My name is Jabing. I'm a Chinese female who stutters. I am co-founder of StammerTalk. As you guys can see that I put it on my screen, and I'm a board member of WSN. So my co-presenter and our topic today is self-help in China. And right now I am a first year PhD student studying communicative sciences and disorders at Michigan State University. And thank you guys for being here. I did see some Michiganders here. Kathy, she's my friend. So and I see some familiar names here. Thanks Rick for being here, and thanks everyone for spending this time with me and Tracy and Charles. So I will hand over the mic to Tracy first.
Hi guys, I'm Tracy. So nice to be here, and thanks Jia for inviting me. I'm from China. Right now I'm a data scientist working in a company in US, and I had a PhD in electrical engineering. I am one of the hosts of the StammerTalk that Jia has mentioned, and I'm happy to come here. Thank you.
Hey, thanks Tracy and Jia. Hi everybody, I'm Chao. Like you can see, I'm based in Seattle, United States. I'm originally from China. Yeah, I'm a software engineer, and I also like a staff member of StammerTalk. I just follow what our boss Jia want us to head to. Help, like our goal is like to help people stutter in China, like you know, to be successful. And I also see some like an old friend like Rick. Yeah, it's great honor to be here. Like share like what we know about self-help support in China. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Chao. And I am not your boss. I am your friend, and we are yeah. So we are here to do the same task. All right, let me share my screen.
Yeah, I think I forget to ask, like, if anybody cannot understand English, we need to the caption to Chinese.
That's right. So if any of the audience here, if you do need the Chinese translation here, just let us know. From the names here, I didn't see anybody, because Chinese people here I know are bilingual, and I see some of my friends here. Cameron, he's from Australia. He definitely can understand English, but yeah, if any of you need some Chinese translation, just let us know. We'll be able to provide the Chinese translations as subtitles. Thank you guys for being here, and thanks Daniela, he's here from Canada. So we'll have a very international audience here. All right, so what we are going to talk about today is the self-help in China. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm the co-founder of StammerTalk, and so I will tell you guys like who we are, and Tracy will tell you like what StammerTalk do and how does our platform support the Chinese people who stutters. And today's outline is I'm going to tell you guys who we are, and Tracy is going to talk about what do we do as a team. And then Chao, he's going to tell us about some life experiences of people who stutter in China. And we are going to show you a research project demonstration by one of our co-founders, Ron. And then we'll have a little bit discussion about the future direction of self-help in China. And then the second half of this session, we want it to be interactive, because I know that as the Chinese people in the stuttering community, we are fairly new. We are here to learn from you guys. A lot of you guys here are my personal friends and my mentors. So I wish that today we can use this opportunity to pick your brains and to let you guys, the world leaders, to guide me, Chao, Tracy, and my team to better serve the people who stutter in China. So StammerTalk, it's our name of our podcast. We started with a podcast. It's called StammerTalk. Sorry, trying to manipulate everything here. And so we are a self-help platform for the Chinese stuttering community. So we mainly post our content on the WeChat channel. So people will say, hey, Ja, what is WeChat? So WeChat is like a Chinese social media tool. It's sometimes people say it's like a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, like all in one, and the Chinese version of it. So on our WeChat, because like our platform is mainly to help the Chinese stuttering community, that's where our population is. And right now, like on our channel where we post the content and we give the announcement there, right now we have 3,487 subscribers as I checked yesterday. So our subscribers mainly made up of the people who stutter, the parents of people who stutter, and the speech language pathologists in China. And we manage 2 WeChat groups, and those are like group chats. In total, we have about 650 people we have daily like communication with. It's almost like a Facebook group, but it's on WeChat. And we have a parent group of children who stutter. We have about 50 people in that group. And in our team, so StammerTalk is a pure volunteer-based platform. So all of us, we are doing all this work as volunteers, and we are right now we have, as you guys can see here, at least our member names here. The 4 people who are in bold today will be the people who are presenting. Me, Tracy, and Chao will be presenting in person, and Ron, he will be the person who presented in the slides. So all of these 10 people are listed here. 9 of us were people who stutter, except Dr. Ann. She is an assistant professor in communicative sciences and disorders. So our group, as you guys can see, that we were pretty spread out in Europe, in United States, in UK, and in China. So basically, we're from 3 different continents, but we all share the identity of people who stutter, and we all share, like we're all Chinese descendant. Like we understand the culture there, and we are doing our best to help the people who stutter. All right, now I'm going to hand the mic to Tracy. Tracy is going to tell you guys what do we do as a team.
Thank you, Chia. And yeah. So basically, I'm going to talk about what we do. And from here, you can see we start with the group of the people who are interested to share our stories through the podcast. And we had a few interviews with the person who stutters, many in Chinese, and also with the speech language pathologists in China, or the speech language pathologists, students over the world. For now, we have conducted 34 episodes. I'll say maybe 10% video, the others are the audio. And we also have very excited round to the table, which were made by the host of the StammerTalk. We share our ideas, thoughts about the hot topics in stuttering community, such like job hunting, how we should make the closure of our stuttering, and how we can use the stutter as a powerful tool to advocate for ourselves. And meanwhile, our team wants to help the people who stutter at mainland China to have more news, more information about stuttering. So we also have translated articles, videos, and also have shared some reviews of the popular books written by people who stutters. And more importantly, one of the highlights of our group is that we have the bi-weekly self-help online meetings. As far as I know, there's no NSA meeting or organization in China. So we kind of act as the first organization who host the bi-weekly self-help meetings in order to have the free platform for people who stutter to talk about their feelings, to share their thoughts, and also to write. And I think it's a very important thing for people in China, since the stutter, which will be mentioned later by Chao, it's not a common topic, or it's not a favorable topic in China. And moreover, we also have a lot of research opportunities. We conduct the OSS survey in Chinese, and we also are doing some stutter speech for voice activate AI with a startup company in US and also universities in both US and China. Meanwhile, we are trying to advocate for people who stutter in different ways. So we collaborate with Tsinghua University to have a showcase of the disability and AI. Last but not the least, we also organized several events. Last year in the October, we host our first Chinese version international stuttering awareness day. I think the conference has attracted more than 200 or 300 attendance. Most people were people who stutters, and also we have attracted some SLPs in China. And we have stuttering awareness workshop as well as the personal seminars. So if you guys are interested to host a seminar or the workshop in our group, you can send a message to JIA and we can do the translation for you. And then I'll hand over to Chao.
Thanks, Tracy. So I'm gonna share about the life experience of people stuttering in China. Is the information here is based on personal experience or like the stories I hear from people stuttering in China in our platform. So first one is the social and cultural aspect. Like for people stuttering in China, is I think for the most experience not really positive, like still a lack of awareness, be discriminated at, or even like it will have stereotype in the mainstream media. And I will care more about this one. So it will be in the mainstream media, like maybe a TV show, whatever. It could have one person who stutter, is the one maybe other people make fun of it, and like that's a very negative like impact on how the society look at people stutter, because they see, okay, the DTV us in the TV, they can laugh at people who stutter, then maybe it's okay for me to do that too, right? Yeah, this is a really bad thing. And this will have a negative impact on educational, professional, and interpersonal relationship, because like because of your stuttering, like you're afraid of people's judgment, and then try to not speak in front of people that hide your stuttering, and could also be laughed at, or yeah, that's it. So yeah, then if you are treated like, if you have stutter, then you are struggling with it, you probably want to search for professional help. And unfortunately, this area is very not that good right now. As far as I know, like when I growing up, I never know about any SLP organizations like can help with your stuttering based on science, or like have a certificate, have any certificate organization to give you the authority to treat stuttering. I think maybe probably nowadays is a little better. Like there's some kind of SLP organization in the big city like Shanghai or Beijing, but for most of the cities, this is still like nobody is doing it. And then because of this, it make a paradise for the con artist. These con artists, like they have many strategies, like, but all of them are common in their slogan is like, I can fix your stuttering if you give me money, kind of this. And some of them even there are people who stutter. then they are probably lucky, like their stuttering is not that bad, or like they know a strategy to deal with it, and they want to make money off it, of other people who stuttering. I would like to share a personal story about this one. So when I was in elementary school, like probably 10 or 11, and then my mom just bring me to the one of these corn artists in my hometown. It's like we know about it because it ran like 24/7 advertisement on TV. So it's always like if you watch the television, you keep seeing his slogan and his phone number. So my mom's bringing me there, and it's like a 1 week session. I think I won't say it's totally useless, but the slogan is really misleading. They also say like I can fix you if you follow what I said. And then that's it back to like 20 years ago. So recently it's a funny thing happens. Like I happened to find this guy live stream in Douyin, which is a Chinese version of TikTok, and he is still selling his class. Like, so you can see he's doing the same thing for at least 20 years. He made a life career out of it. So you can see how much like profit you can make by misleading people in this area. And yeah, that's just my story. And so yeah, and people stutter like will try to coping some types of coping strategy like hiding and or have the pressure to be fluent. Like if I cannot be fluent, I won't choose rather not to speak at all. They will avoiding from socializing and then stay away from their family and friend. Yeah. And here I share some quotes like, yeah, I think the first one pretty common. I see by looking at our daily discussion in the WeChat group. I can't achieve my dreams if I don't fix my stuttering. So there are some young people or people like just start a career, like they always want to say, oh, can anybody help me fix this? Then I can start my career, and that this is totally wrong, I would say. And then they will hide their stuttering. Like say, I don't want other people to find out my stutter. I don't want my boss know I have stutter. I just keep silence or like, or not social with people. Yeah. Yeah. Next one. Yeah. Yeah. Then yeah, because of all of this, like it's the people who started really struggling in China, then that's why we want to like provide a self-help platform for them to social and then give them a positive and scientific a knowledge about stuttering. So in this our self-help platform, then you can at least practice your speaking in a supportive and non-judgmental environment. Like you can be the superstar. Like you do not need to worry about your stutter at all. Just say what you want to say. Just tell, like, yeah, just you are most time you maybe like restrain yourself from your own bubble. Like just in this area you can be yourself. And then because of that, they can find friendship and support from people who can understand your experience and feeling. And this one is really good. I do find, because in our WeChat group, we have like maybe 700 people. They're very active every day. People, sometimes they talk about stuttering, sometimes they do not. They really make friends out of it. Recently, maybe a recent funny discussion is like, a guy, he is preparing some exam, and he met a girl in the library, and he is asking, oh, should I talk to her? Like whatever, everybody is giving him some advice, and yeah, they do make connections and make friendship out of it. Third one, yeah, this one is also I feel deeply about it. So you can gain confidence and motivation from seeing other members who achieve their life and career goals with stuttering. So yeah, time to time we have some young people who is in college or right to graduate, and they are still start a career, and they come to our self-help conference to search help, because they are they are really anxious and struggle about the career they are gonna face, right? Because maybe in the college or in your school, it's okay to not speak. You're just good at your exam, then you're good. But in a job, you have to talk. You have to have a real interview, face-to-face interview, right? Then they are like first time see this challenge and they don't know what to do. And then we people like us, or maybe 5 or 10 years older than them, already start a career, already struggle with what they have struggled, can give them some advice. And also is I cannot think anything better than a person who pursue the same dream as you, speaking in front of you, tell you it's okay. Like you can still, you want to do this, I want to do this too, like maybe 10 years ago, and here I am. I didn't fix my stuttering, but I can still achieve my dream. I think that's really helpful. Yeah, for the young peoples. And last one is they can learn about people can share their strategy and tips from other members. Like I think our goal is definitely not to fix stuttering, but I think everybody have their little tricks, like maybe can improve your speech for maybe the presentation tomorrow or anything, right? People, maybe it works for you, maybe not, but it doesn't hurt to learn more from others. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much, Cha. And now we are going to give you guys a little bit demo about some research opportunities we have been doing, because we know what's lacking in China, and we know that like education and research, it's almost like does not exist in China about stuttering. So like people like us, because we lived that experience where there's no help of any kind. So that's why the things like me and my team are doing is basically to use every resources that we have to help this group. So as you guys know that AI is going to taking over the world, just kidding, of course not. But this project, so Ron, he's our co-founder, and he is going to talk about the things he is doing. So he is a speech recognition scientist based in Austria. So right now he's working with the Chinese stuttering community, trying to improve and get the speech samples from the people who stutter in China. So I am going to show you. So he's going to.
Hi, I'm Ronggong. I'm the co-founder of the StammerTalk. And today, just let me give you a short presentation of the project that we are working on about the Stutter speech for voice-activated AI. As some of you may know that the AI speech technology, for example, Amazon Alexa, Apple Siri, has a bias against the people who stutter. For example, they tend to have a low recognition accuracy towards the stutter speech, and also they tend to interrupt the people who stutters talking while they have a silence or block. And if you're working for the AI fields, you might heard that the data is very crucial for improving the speech technologies and other voice-activated AI performance. However, the problem for the Chinese Mandarin is that it doesn't exist an open source stutter speech data for the research purpose. So the goal of this project is to collect 100 hours of Mandarin stutter speech from 100 people who stutter. And after that, we will organize those data to clean them and publish this data set with an open source non-commercial license for the research purpose. And we are closely collaborated with AIMpower.org and who provides legal and organizational support. And we also collaborate with AI Shell, who provides data annotation and storage service.
I think you guys got a glimpse of this project. So and we want to show this to you to basically to show you guys that we are doing work to actually to improve the quality of life for the people who study in China, and it's like almost like all the work we are doing with the Chinese stuttering community is groundbreaking because of that lack of resources and lack of awareness. So what I actually want to do next, I am going to actually, let me check the time. I actually want to do this part as a open discussion. I want to hear from you guys. Let me stop sharing with my stop sharing. Like I see you guys here, like Tom, he's a wonderful leader in this field, and I see like so many of the friends here. It's like, as you guys can see, the Chinese people who stutter really are faced with so many drawbacks, like cultural, social, like Chao he presented. So I am here, want to learn from you guys, because I think like a lot of you guys are in the stuttering community for long enough, and I know that the presence of the Chinese people who stutter, it's like where are the Chinese people who stutter, right? China is a huge country, but still I think like over the years I am wondering like, where are my people? So I do feel like there is a language barrier, but at the same time I do feel that, like we shared before, there is a lot of like lack of awareness, lack of education, lack of research. So that's why for the second half, I really want to make it more like interactive, to pick your brains. And I know, Tom, you have something for the Chinese community. So today's session will be recorded, and we will put this on our platform where we have about 3,500 subscribers. So the words you are saying or sharing with us right now, it's beyond this room. So, yeah.
So just a quick question, Ja. We have a scheduled question, and how much longer did you prepare to present?
So on the schedule, it gives us 1 hour block,
okay.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could you ask me the question once again? Would you like me to answer?
Thank you so much, Tom, and thank you for being here since 4 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, I was saying that, you know, like what we talked the first 30 minutes, it is about what StammerTalk, like me and my team, have been doing to promote the self-help in China. But at the same time, I feel that from an outsider's perspective, like what are the advices like you can give to the Chinese people who stutter, maybe? So yeah.
Okay. Because of the culture differences, it's very difficult for me to tell you to get signs that say it's okay to stutter and then march up and down the street. That's what we would do here, and we wouldn't think twice about it. But our cultures are different. That definitely wouldn't work in China, and it wouldn't work in Southeast Asia. But I will tell you that I saw a saying that said, be careful of what you accept, because you are training people how to treat you. So it may be little steps at a time. We call them baby steps. But if we don't say anything when people mistreat us because of our stuttering, if we don't do anything when people mistreat us about our stuttering, then nothing changes. And it's only by saying that I don't accept the way that you treat me. That's what's going to make people stop and think and realize that it's not okay. The important thing is that people understand you are not defective. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not inferior because you stutter, because you have trouble saying words. There's nothing wrong with your brain. You're just as smart as anyone else. And so it's very important to just become assertive and have a little bit of boldness about the way people treat you concerning your stuttering. When they don't treat you right, it doesn't have to be a massive protest. It just has to be just a little at a time. And by doing a little at a time, I'm going to change a little at a time, but eventually it will change. And that would be my advice to the Chinese people who stutter.
Thank you so much, Tom. That's very powerful message. We will make sure. So we will translate this session we're doing into Chinese. We'll put the Chinese subtitles when we post. So your voice, your message will be shared with the greater Chinese community. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. And I did see Rick. You thank you so much, Rick. Rick has been a very long supporting ally to the mainland stuttering community. So Rick, I did see your questions there, and I think what you mentioned earlier, like how you talk about the situation is pretty bad in China. It's not just stuttering. It's almost like people with any kind of disability or any kind of, or the people who are marginalized, they face the discrimination. So I will bring you to, you can just unmute you and we can have a discussion instead of I read what you write.
Yeah, thank you, John. I'm actually in Taiwan right now, and we have a stuttering support group meetings monthly. So it is possible. It's just that China is under the communist system. So it's everything you need. You can't just have a meeting. You need permission. From I don't know how it works, but it's possible. Why can't people just in China just meet in a cafe and just have a conversation and support each other? I just want to make a comment on Tom. Tom, you're right about there's nothing wrong with you. Tom, you're correct, but I don't think China is ready yet. It's not like maybe in 10 years, in 20 years, but I feel that the Chinese people, they need to go through the process step by step. Like maybe they need to try therapy and find out that therapy, there's no cure for stuttering, and then they will consider self-help and support and self-acceptance. So that is a process I went through. I think also John went through about getting therapy in the U.S. That once we find out there's no cure, then we consider stuttering support and self-help and acceptance. And then another observation I want to make is that because Chinese is a tonal language, so the stuttering severity in Chinese speakers may be lower. So the obstacle they face is not the stuttering severity, but it's more psychological, like covert stuttering. So fluency shaping, obviously, fluency shaping for severe stutters in Australia is obviously not going to work in China. So maybe we can save time, save 20 years, and just try to, jump ahead, because I know China, they can build, speed bullets, they can build a city, they can build a skyscraper in 6 months. So if there's a way, we can communicate with the important people in China. So yeah, I'm faced with the same problem in Taiwan, trying to bring self-help and awareness to Taiwan. And there's not enough speech therapists in Taiwan or in China to help the over so many Chinese speakers in China. So yeah, that's just my observation that I wish. I just hate, when I hear stories of stutters committing suicide and then, just giving up on their dreams because of stuttering, because so much can be done. And I hope like today, we can start a conversation about how people in the self-help community in Europe, like Dan Greenwald, he's such an inspiration, and John, how there can be more, maybe I don't say big brother helping small brother, just stutters helping stutters, to, do something to help. Yeah, so those are my thoughts, and thank you so much, Jia, Chao Chen, and Tracy. You guys are my friends, and I will always support you, and thank you for doing this. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Rick. Yes, and thank you, Tracy, for doing the translation in the chat. Sorry, yes, we did check that. We have a few more friends who are joining us from China, and Guangshu Wang, he is actually one of our team members for StammerTalk. Welcome, Guangshu. And I did see Phyllis, you turn on your camera, and yeah, we're looking forward to chatting with you.
Hi, Binja. Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Guangshu. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Guangshu. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the chat we talk about the stuttering conference in Japan. I see some friends like maybe in the audience from Japan. Like if any of you are willing to share about how does the stuttering conference looks like in Japan.
I think Daniela, he raised this question, and he was there as an international stuttering influencer. Yeah, probably if you are able to speak, feel free. Okay, not from you. Okay, let me see who.
Yeah, he said he didn't get a chance to attend.
Oh, he didn't. Sorry. Oh, yeah. I see. That's my bad. Daniela, I see you everywhere. That's why I'm like, you were not there. That's not possible. Sorry, my bad. Yes, I knew about that conference, but as of today, if you guys can see the StutterFest today, the Japanese community, they are so much more active than the Chinese ones, and I do think that shows you like China, we are falling behind in the basically everything about stuttering. So I definitely feel like there are so many great ideas here. I can see like why not have a in-person support group, right? And I will actually hand over my mic to Guangxu. Guangxu, he is right now actually we're very proud. He is the first Chinese board member for International Fluency Association. So he joined the team, I think, last year, sometime like that. And he actually met with Doug, who presented today. So maybe you know, that's telling you guys we are reaching out to the world. We are learning from what the West has been doing, but it takes time. Like Rick mentioned that. All right, Guangxu, do you want to share, or Phyllis, or anyone, if you guys, we want this to be like more interactive. Phyllis, you are on mute. I can see you are speaking. Yeah.
You're on now.
Oh, now, yeah.
Am I right now? I just really wanted to commend you for using what you're doing, as it's just amazing. And I'm an older lady, and I'm always really proud and pleased when I see younger people like you realising at an earlier age that even if you have a stammer, it doesn't stop you from your goals and dreams. And so well done.
Thank you so much, Phyllis, for being so encouraging. Can you tell us where are you? Where do you locate right now?
I live in New Zealand, but I have a son who lives in China, and we're coming out shortly to see him. And so
that's
mm-hmm. So that's nice too. And so you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And also you'd agree too that experiences like StutterFest are just so amazing and so helpful, aren't they too? And so well done.
Thank you so much, Phyllis, and I also hope your son's experience in China is positive. Thank you. Yeah.
It is.
Does he like the food there?
Yes, he does. He's been over there for about 4 years, and he just loves it. So.
That's so glad to that's so glad to hear. Thank you so much. Yeah. Guangxu, do you want to share a bit about you and the work you do?
Sure. About my work, actually, I joined International Stuttering Association last year, and actually, I just try to start my work in this world organization. So there are currently there hasn't been many, let's say, concrete work that I have done in this organization, but our plan is that to spread our voice to the world about stuttering, specifically about like the situation of the China stutter community or something like that. Yeah, and that's basically that's it. And I would say that there are many work are under planning, but they hasn't been implemented yet. Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Yeah, I apologize. I said it wrong. I said it's ISA, International Stuttering Association, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, we have about 10 minutes left, so we really want to use this opportunity to hear from you guys. Do you guys have any questions about what do you want to know about the Chinese people who stutter in China and their experiences? Jody?
I was going to say in regards to how Tom was saying before about advocacy. I live in Australia and I graduated as a speech pathologist only a couple of years ago. And it was very hard. Like my therapist, when I started, I was stuttering quite a lot and it was very difficult. And to pass, I had to be fluent to pass. Like I wouldn't have gotten through uni if I didn't do some of my assessments and some of my, parts of it if I wasn't fluent. So there was definitely a lot of pressure to get through. So I think in Australia, we're not really up there like how the Americans seem to be. That was my experience anyway. And then now that I'm in the professional world, I self-advocate for myself a bit. Like I will, if I don't like phone calls, so I'll send an email beforehand and say, can we set up a video chat instead? Or I'll wait till I see people face to face and arrange it. So I do a bit of planning to be able to talk fluently. So I just wanted to share, I don't think we're in Australia we've got a long way to go as well, and we have to advocate for ourselves quite a bit to get through in the professional world, and to be accepted and to find workplaces that accept you. Like my colleagues are very lovely and accepting of my stutter, and they'll say to me, why don't you pre-record things that you need to say, or give me tips to get out of situations. So I think too, you've got to find a workplace where you feel accepted and you feel like that they will make those accommodations for you. And so, I thought I'd share that.
Then thank you so much, Jody. Like you yourself as a person who stutters and speech language pathologist, that itself, that's a huge statement and encouragement for the people who stutter. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and your story. We appreciate that.
Thanks, dear.
Thank you. And I saw Alida turn on her camera. Hi, Alida. And I also saw Xiaomei, our long-term supporter of StammerTalk, wonderful scientist. And we say Pam, she has been such a huge support for the Chinese stuttering community. Pam did a workshop with the Chinese females who stutter. That was number one. That's like a historical moment for the Chinese women to talk to Pam, and they still talk about you, Pam. It's like, how can you be such an empowered female and openly stutter? So I really appreciate you guys, and so we have a few minutes left, and I will just open this to whoever wants to give some blessings to the Chinese stuttering community, or anything you want to say to our Chinese community.
I have a question. One challenge I think is how to translate all the materials in English to Chinese. I know there has to be. I know we can just wait 5 years or 10 years, and then there's going to be auto translation, where you can just point your phone at the text and then it will translate from English to Chinese. But is there a way, to communicate, because we need textbooks and then self-help support manuals to translate from English to Chinese. So the Chinese stutters, they can study themselves and understand. I just wish there was a way, if there's people who's willing to work, because you can use Google Translate, and then I don't know. I just wish there was a way, because I benefit so much from reading about self-help stuttering materials in English, and I know that there are so many millions of Chinese stutters who don't have access to therapy. They cannot afford it, but there needs to be some, they need to be able to go to a library and check out books. So I don't know if there's a way. And then what about Pam? What's your experience, communicating? Pam Mirza, what's your experience communicating with a woman?
Pam were called out.
Stutters?
Not
Yes,
by
please.
me. It's Rick. Okay, so what's your experience talking to the Chinese women who stutter?
Oh my gosh, it was like amazing. Yeah, I obviously don't speak Chinese, so everybody was able to understand English, but everybody had amazing questions, and all the women seemed really interested to learn some tips to feel more empowered. So I count that as one of my really great experiences, and like I told you, I'd love to do it again.
Thank you so much, Pam, and thanks, Tracy, for translating. Tom, I know we have 1 minute left.
You are always so good on time, Joe.
Good, thank you. And we have Xiaomei here. Xiaomei, do you want to use the last minute to? Sorry, I'm calling you out.
Sure. Hi. I don't really have too much to add, but I feel one thing I have noticed is just so much agency, from the Chinese stuttering community that I have seen, because just after we talk about how much there we see this lack of stuttered speech data that's used to train AI model, and then I think then within a month we saw people self organized, and then they are recording their speech, and then they are just building it, not waiting for somebody to build this important corpus for them, but taking this matter on their own hands, and then and then just trying to solve this problem. I was very inspired, and I just see so much kind of agency, and then so much ability to do things and to solve our own problem. So that's what kind of really get me going, and I want to just really ask someone who research AI technology. I really want to be part of it and empower people who stutter from China to just to make the world better for all people Stutter. So so I just want to share that. That's what I have seen.
Thank you so much, Xiaomei. And thank you, everybody, and thank my team for presenting with me, the StammerTalk team, and thank you, everybody, for being here to hear about our experiences. And we know that we have a long way to go, but hey, we have the best support in the world. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of the StutterFest. I will continue to stay here and hear more about what StutterFest has to offer. Thank you so much. 谢谢。